Hello everyone, my name's Ben Murray and welcome to my very first astrophotography video. Something I've been thinking about doing for a couple of months now, so I've finally decided to pluck up the courage and give it a go. Now the new year's started. Today we've actually had quite a bit of snowfall, about 8 inches, maybe more. And it's looking quite grim. It's still snowing a little bit, but it's starting to ease off. However, we have got clear skies forecast for tonight from about 8 o'clock onwards all night, so I'm quite looking forward to it. Tonight I'm going to be capturing a few targets actually, and they're all going to be in the same frame. The Flaming Star Nebula, the Tadpole's Nebula, and also the Spider and the Fly Nebula. And I can't actually remember the catalogue numbers off the top of my head, so I'll put them in the description I suppose. And these are in the constellation Auriga. I think I've pronounced that right. To find Auriga, I think the best way to do it, if you are able to see the more popular constellation Orion, I can't actually see it from my vantage point. However, above that is the constellation Taurus, and I believe Auriga and Taurus actually joined at the star Elnath, and funny enough, that's the star I'm going to be using tonight to actually focus on before I actually find and frame up my targets for tonight. So that is the plan. I think what we're going to do now is, my little girls, bless them, waiting patiently in the other room. We're going to go and have a little snowball fight and make a snowman. So I'll catch up with you all in a bit. Temperature's dropped quite a bit. I think it's gone about -2, -3 now. Got my nice thick jacket on. Couldn't find my long johns, so I decided to go for my fiance's leggings. I have to say they're much better than wearing a tights. So it's cleared right up, beautiful skies. No moon out tonight. Well, it doesn't rise till about 4 in the morning, so nothing to worry about there. I have hole aligned. I've pointed the scope in the direction of where Auriga is going to be. However, it hasn't rose over the rooftop yet, so I think about another half an hour to an hour and I should be able to start framing it up. Okay, so for tonight I'm going to be using my William Optics Redcat 51. It's got a focal length of 250mm, so it's nice and wide for these targets. Mounted on that is my modified Canon 77D, and the filter I've got in there is I'm going to be using my Skytech Quadband filter. This is mounted on the Skywatcher Star Venture Pro Star Tracker mount. So yeah, we are all set. So hopefully, fingers crossed, clouds stay away. I am aware that it'll probably hit my roof line of my neighbour's house at some point. That's not a big issue, you know. It's I'll lose about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. I think I'll take the opportunity to actually introduce you to my observatory, aka my backyard. And first of all is I do all my images, apart from maybe 2 of them, to date, on decking. I'm aware ideally you shouldn't do it on decking, you know, because it flexes, but I haven't had much drama, you know. I'm quite careful around it. I also use a wireless shutter release remote, which is just on here, so I can actually stand well away from my rig before I set away, and I check the polar alignment throughout the night just to make sure. But yeah, I haven't had really much of a drama with it. Also, I think it's worth mentioning my absolutely rubbish field of view. So the southeast view, nearly non-existent, and maybe get the top third of the constellation Orion. So yeah, not great. As for the east and southwest, again, not brilliant. And this is due to the, first of all, the close proximity of sort of my house and my neighbour's house, and also the quite high houses. So even the overhead view ain't amazing, you know. But I just got to sort of pick and choose my targets accordingly and wisely throughout the year to sort of maximise the exposure time. The only, I'd say, decent field of view I've got is probably over to the northwest, and even that's not great due to a sort of horrible sky glow. This is due to the town centre that's about 150 metres away. So yeah, even with these few issues, the workarounds usually is, you just got to deal with it. Not a showstopper, not by a mile. So I think what I'll do now is go and make myself a nice cup of tea and wait for the targets to get over the roofline of my house. Okay, so I've quickly put the light back on. I've framed up the targets, so we are ready to go. I've took a test exposure, so the settings I'm using is ISO 800. I've done a 3-minute test exposure, but I'm probably going to bump that up to 3.5 minutes. But I just thought I'd quickly show you something that I actually do if I have to come out on a second night, and that is load one of the light frames that I took on the previous night. Now, the reason I do this is to, first of all, it's when I'm framing up the target and get it as accurate as possible to the previous night, but when I put this into post-processing, i.e. stacking, I use Deep Sky Stacker. When it actually stacks out, you're not going to get some of them nasty artifacts, or it's going to minimise it at least, where if I misframed it quite a lot, you may lose quite a bit of your frame. So I'll just quickly show you the difference. Okay, so not sure how this is going to look through this camera. It looks a bit light on this, but hey, never mind. You can see the over at the right hand side, you can see the Flame Star Nebula, and in the middle of the Tadpole's Nebula, I'll just see it. I think you can see one of the messy objects actually just creeping off the left hand side of the screen. So I'll just show you the difference on this. So like I just said, this is the exposure I just took, and that was one I took a few weeks ago, and you can see there's a slight difference, you know, in framing up, but nothing to worry about. The reason that's so blue is due to I think the moon being out. It was 94% moon that night, but still a good exposure. Okay, so I'm gonna whack all the lights off and set this baby away. Been waiting for this for for ages. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, get some good exposure time. Okay, so it is, it's about 3 o'clock in the morning-ish. Hence I'm talking quite low and quiet, so I don't wake everyone up. And yeah, so I've finished taking my light frames now. Not sure how many hours I got. I'm going to take my dark frames after I've done this video clip, and then the rest of my calibration frames after. Absolute gorgeous sky tonight, I have to say, crystal clear. Long awaited, you know, it's been absolute dreadful weather last month and a half. Constant clouds and yeah, just rain. So yeah, hopefully I got some, well, I'm sure I got some good data. Can't wait to process it, and hopefully have a nice image to show everyone at the end of this video. So I hope you've enjoyed this, my first installment. You got anything to add to this? No? No. Doesn't say much. Don't know why I bother talking to you. Anyway, everyone take care, stay safe, and play skies everyone.